Welcome back. One of the Steel City's most cherished exhibits has returned to the Frick Pittsburgh.
From jazz music to the Harlem Renaissance, Pittsburgh and the Great Migration is a chance to experience the vibrancy and resilience of a generation determined to make its mark.
Mikey is there with more for us.
Yes, Heather and David, it is the journey of Black Americans escaping the Jim Crow South, coming up north in pursuit really of a much better life. And this exhibit right here helps to tell that story. Dawn Breen, she is the chief curator here at the Frick. Dawn, this exhibit is just now reopening, right? So tell us a little bit about that and the story that it tells.
Yeah, we recently wrapped up a major renovation project, and we're so thrilled to be back in the galleries and to open this extraordinary show, Pittsburgh and the Great Migration, which at its core is about the freedom of movement, which is a basic, fundamental human right. And the invention of the automobile makes that freedom possible for more and more people and plays a pivotal role during the Great Migration, allowing people to move from the south up to the north and making Pittsburgh a destination city. Pittsburgh's Black population more than triples between 1916 and 1950.
And I know a lot of people, not only do they move to Pittsburgh, Detroit, they moved to New York and Chicago, but Alana, your family settled right here in Pittsburgh.
Yes, so my second great-grandfather actually came to Pittsburgh in the 1920s during the Great Migration from Montgomery, Alabama, and he got a job as a steel worker at Jones and Laughlin Steel. He settled on the north side, and he was one of the approximately 6 million African Americans that traveled during the Great Migration to cities like Pittsburgh, and they did this to escape racial violence, Jim Crow laws, and to improve their economic prospects. And having a job as a steel worker allowed my great-great-grandfather to provide for his wife and 5 children.
And I know you're a wonderful historian. You really helped to bring a lot of these artifacts together here.
Yes, actually, most of the photos that you see hanging up here, I was able to research them and get the picture rights for them.
Fantastic job. All right, so I want to show you some of the cars here that you can see, because these are beautiful. Dawn, what are we looking at right now?
So there's a little something for everyone in this show. There are some cool classic cars, some vintage fashion, and some extraordinary period photography. And so cars were really status symbols. We have some everyday cars that Black families were driving, but the Packard that we are looking at right now, this was quite the status symbol. And Gus Greenlee, who was a racketeer and a philanthropist in the Hill District, drove a car just like this one. He owned Crawford Grill and the Pittsburgh Crawfords. He built Greenlee Field for the Pittsburgh Crawfords, and on opening day, he was sitting in the back seat of this convertible, top down, drove out onto the field just in a car just like this one. Pretty extraordinary story.
All right, well, thank you so much, Dawn. And this is just a little bit of what you can expect to see here at the Great Migration exhibit. And this runs through February of next year, so you still have some time. It's pretty impressive, right?
It
Absolutely.
is impressive, yeah.
And a lot of time, too. Almost a year. So
exactly.
Time to get out there and see it.
Yeah, thanks, Mikey.